Welcome to the KDE Tips and Tricks Screencast. This is my first KDE Tips and Tricks screencast in English. I've already done some in German and I've got lots and lots of requests to do also some in English. So here we are with this screencast. So first of all, what's this screencast all about? It's about tricks and tips for the KDE desktop. And I'm using my 7OS Neptune desktop here, so it might look differently on your distribution, but the feel and the behavior of KDE is or should be the same. The tips are basically for KDE 4.6, 4.7 and 4.8, and I'm running in 4.8 desktop here. And as you can see, it's a different look. It's the default 7OS Neptune look, so it might look different on your system. So in this first screencast, I want to show you a concept that KDE introduced with KDE 4 called activities. And some of you did not quite understand what it is, and I want to explain to you some of the basic features of activities and what they are and how they can be used. So first of all, activities. Activities are, let's call it a bunch of plasmoids, widgets that you can stack on top of your desktop and have them separately so that you can switch easily between different desktops with different widgets on it, with different windows running on it. And yeah, this is basically activities. So let's just start with activities. I will show you how they work. So first of all, you will notice that on the top right you have this little cashew that you can click on, and there you have the first entry here, activities. I noticed that my system is running in German here, so I think that shouldn't be a problem for you to understand this. So this will open up this little menu here, which allows you to see the different activities, as you can see here. So there's different symbols for those activities, and you can see that some are running and some aren't running. So those with the stop button here are running activities. You can see that I have two activities running, and those with the play button are activities that are available but are not running. Not running activities don't eat up any memory, so if you click on play, then they will start their plasmoids, they will start the window manage their windows that they need. And yeah, basically you can if you stop all of them, you will only have one activity running. I'm now in the standard Neptune activity. I can switch to the desktop activity. This is my normal default desktop activity that I'm working currently normally with it. So if I click on this, you can see that I have my YouTube page on it. You can see that this YouTube page or this web browser isn't running in my standard Neptune in my standard Neptune activity. You can see, even if I just go to the overview mode of all my virtual desktops, you see that there aren't any browsers running here in this activity. So this is the first first thing that you need to know about activities. You can store special windows or applications and bind them to activities, just like my desktop activity here, which is running the YouTube page on my Chromium browser. The next thing that you might want to know there is that if you go to an activity just like here, and you will open up an application, just like for example the Conqueror web browser, that this program, this app, now sticks to this activity only. So if I switch the activity, by the way, there's a handy short key for this, the super key or Windows key and Q, which will open up the activities switcher or the overview of all activities. And now I can switch to the desktop. You can see that I don't have the Conqueror window running here. You can change this behavior also if you want this Conqueror window to appear on every activity or on a special activity. You can go to the window menu here click on activities, and you can then turn on all activities, or you can specify the activities where it should run. The next cool thing is that now I have Conqueror started here, I can just let it run here, go to my activities again, I can stop my activity. As you can see, it switched automatically to the desktop activity as it's the only running activity. If I click on the play button again, you will see that it will launch the Conqueror web browser immediately again, so that you can work from where you've left. And this is, I think, very, very good, very, very handy if you are working a lot in different places. For example, working in school or something like this, you make a school activity, and if you're home you want to listen to music or something, you have a music activity where it opens up your favorite music site in the internet or something like this, or it will blend in RSS feeds for special things that you want to read. This is all possible by this activity management. But not only windows can be managed by activities, also plasmoids or widgets. So let me create some widgets here on my desktop. First of all, I have to unlock my desktop. So let me add, for example, my analog clock here. What about an RSS reader? This would be fine also, as you can see here. RSS reader. There should be something else that can also be very useful. For example, media player, something like this. Microblogging, so Twitter, Identica, etc. things can be stacked in here. And now I have my perfect desktop for when I come home. And yeah, this is basically saved. This layout is saved. And as you can see here, when I going to activities again and switch to my let's switch to the photos activities, for example, you will see that I have a different set of widgets running here. The photo view widget, which is automatically loading my pictures folder here, so I can browse through my pictures if I want to. And yeah, let me switch back to my standard Neptune activity. As you can see, my widgets are running here. And the cool thing is, when I just suspend this activity here, those widgets won't eat up any memory because they are closed. They are physically closed, basically. So they aren't eating up any memory. And only if I start this activity again, also those plasmoids, those widgets are loaded again, as well as my browser in this case. So this is the basic explanation of activities. I showed you an example on how to use activities and what they are for. And I hope you enjoyed this first screencast, KDE Tips and Tricks screencast. And thanks for watching. Until the next time.